The Galactic Council had always considered humans to be an anomaly, not because they were particularly advanced, quite the opposite. Their technology lagged centuries behind the established civilizations. Their ships were crude, their weapons primitive, and their diplomatic protocols laughably informal. What made them anomalous was their inexplicable survival rate. Ambassador Zelith of the Corthanian Empire adjusted her translucent wings nervously as she reviewed the intelligence. Reports for the third time. The humans had been granted a modest territory on the outer rim of the galaxy, a collection of unremarkable star systems that nobody else wanted. Standard procedure for newly contacted species. Give them space to grow, monitor their development, and eventually integrate them into the greater galactic community. That was 50 years ago. The perimeter breach occurred at 0300 Standard Galactic Time, reported Captain Vex, his scaled hide gleaming under the bridge lights of the Corthanian battleship Dominion. A small scouting force, 3 ships. They were testing human response. Times. Zelith's compound eyes focused on the tactical display. The human territory was marked by a simple boundary. No massive defense stations, no particle barriers, no gravitational mines. Just empty space with the occasional patrol ship. "And their response?" she asked. "Total annihilation of the scouting force. No survivors." A chill ran through Zelith's exoskeleton. The Ravagers were known across the galaxy as one of the most ruthless species in existence. Their technology was superior to even the Corthanian empires, and their hunger for conquest was legendary. They had consumed 17 civilizations in the past century alone. How? The question escaped her before she could stop it. Captain Vex manipulated the holographic display, showing the tactical breakdown. The humans, they don't fight like anyone else. The moment the Ravager ships crossed their boundary, every human vessel in a 50-light-year radius converged on the position. Not military ships, Ambassador, cargo haulers, mining vessels, passenger transports, research ships, everything. The display showed the convergence pattern. It was unlike anything in the galactic military database. No formations, no strategic positioning, just raw, overwhelming numbers descending on the intruders like antibodies attacking a virus. "They turned their civilian ships into weapons." Zelith's voice carried a note of horror. "Worse, they turned themselves into weapons. Ramming speed, critical overloads, reactor breaches. They used everything as ammunition. The Ravagers never had a chance to retreat." Zelith studied the aftermath data. Casualty reports, debris patterns, energy signatures. The humans had lost 47 ships and nearly 10,000 lives in a battle that lasted less than 6 minutes. They had celebrated it as a victory. "Captain, what does our psychological profile say about human combat doctrine?" Vex hesitated. "It's unprecedented, Ambassador. Most species fight to win territory, resources, or dominance. Humans fight to send a message. They don't calculate acceptable losses. They calculate acceptable sacrifices." The bridge fell silent except for the subtle hum of the ship's systems. Zelith had served in 3 interstellar wars and had seen the rise and fall of dozens of civilizations. She had never encountered anything like this. "There's more," Vex continued reluctantly. "After the battle, the humans broadcast a message to every known civilization. It was simple. Our borders are clearly marked. Crossing them without invitation is an act of war. We do not negotiate with invaders." "Standard posturing," Zelith dismissed. "No, Ambassador. They included tactical data from the engagement, complete battle records, casualty lists, and something else." The display shifted to show a massive construction project in the heart of human space, thousands of ships working in coordinated silence around what appeared to be a massive ring structure. "What are they building?" "We don't know. Our deep space reconnaissance indicates it's some kind of gateway or portal, but the energy signatures are unlike anything in our databases. What concerns our strategists is the scale. Every human colony, every mining operation, every research station is contributing resources. They've converted their entire civilization into a war economy. Zelith felt her wings flutter involuntarily. In response to a single border incursion? According to intercepted communications, they call it Project Gatehouse. The operational parameters are classified beyond our ability to decrypt, but we've detected similar construction projects in 7 other human systems. The implications struck Zelith like a physical blow. Humanity wasn't just defending its territory, it was preparing for something larger. The question that had haunted the Galactic Council for decades suddenly took on a new urgency. What did the humans know that everyone else didn't? Captain, how many civilizations have tested human borders since the first incident? 14. Confirmed intrusions, Ambassador. Various species, various motivations. Pirates, scouts, territorial expansion attempts. And the results? 0 survivors. In every case, the human response was immediate, overwhelming, and absolute. They don't capture prisoners, they don't issue warnings, and they don't negotiate. They simply eliminate threats. Zelith closed her eyes, processing the implications. Humanity had been granted territory on the galactic rim because it seemed like the safest place for a primitive species to develop. The established civilizations had assumed they could monitor and eventually control human expansion. They had been wrong. The humans weren't expanding outward into the galaxy. They were fortifying inward, turning their territory into something unprecedented in galactic history. A sovereign space that enforced its own rules with absolute certainty. What do you recommend, Captain? Ambassador, I've served in the Imperial fleet for 40 years. I've seen empires rise and fall, witnessed the birth of new technologies, and survived battles that rewrote the laws of warfare. My recommendation is simple. We respect human borders and pray they never decide to expand them. Zelith nodded slowly, understanding finally dawning. The humans hadn't just survived first contact with galactic civilization. They had evolved beyond it. They had created something new, a space where the rules of engagement were written in absolute terms. No one enters human space uninvited unless they don't plan to come back. And perhaps, Zelith realized with growing unease, that had been the plan all along.